How we
What
doing?
is the best Christmas present that you got this year?
Honestly, just spending time with my family. My family came down here, and we just spent, a couple of days together. So that was probably the best present.
So you got nothing, huh?
Yeah, I got a couple of things, some colognes, regular things, a new blanket. That was good too.
Do you do you feel like since the Kentucky loss, there's been a change in mentality? And the reason I'm asking the question is we talked to Zuby a little bit after that game, and he was like, it's time for everyone to look in the mirror, see what they can be doing to make us a better team and win. And I was just sort of wondering, like, has that been your experience?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like everyone, like Zuby said, kind of had to take a look in the mirror, and just kind of figure out exactly how great we want to be. And I feel like just our mentality changes and practice has been going a lot harder. And we're hungry just to be better. We're striving to be better each and every day. So for sure.
Ozaya, Zuby kind of said now that, I mean, you've played one Big East game already, but now the rest of the games from here on out are all going to be in the Big East. That, you know, that St. John's is defending their Big East championships from last year. And he was talking about the mentality of the team. I'm curious, you and a bunch of other guys didn't win the championship because you guys were at your other schools. How do you have that mentality of we have to defend our championship and every other team in the league is going to give us their best shot because we are the champions, even though you necessarily weren't on the team last year, winning the championships?
I mean, yeah, I mean, as a competitor alone, I mean, you're not gonna want to lose games. You're not gonna want to be considered a loser or whatever. So, I mean, regardless, our goal is to win regardless. And we know that, expectations have been set on us. And like we said, we want to defend that title regardless if we are here or not. Like we want to win games. We're competitive. So that's just in us naturally.
Was I it's Zach. My power went out, so you can't see me. But so you we early in the year we had talked. Rick has always said he wants you shooting as much as possible. It looked like you passed up some in the Harvard game. Um, would Do you think you passed up any shots, and do you need to be more aggressive?
Uh, I mean, I honestly didn't see too many that I passed up, but I mean, he coach always continues to tell me just shoot the ball all the time. So, there's definitely times I could have been a little more aggressive that game. But I watch a lot of film and I know things I could improve on, so I'll be fine.
Wh- what are things you feel like you can improve on that you've seen?
Um, I mean, like you said, a couple more times where I probably could have been aggressive, where the offense was just kind of stagnant. Me just more so standing around. And even defensively, just making a couple minor mistakes. But I've watched film and I feel like I'll be able to fix those things.
You know the
Ozai, when you look at the like when we look at the numbers, when anyone looks at the numbers, it seems like when you're taking threes and you're making threes, the offense really clicks in a different way. Is that something that you're aware of? That like, that you play this key function in how well St. John scores?
Yeah, I'm definitely aware of that. I mean, I feel like other teams are aware of that as well. So they try to stop my attempts. So that's I can't let that affect me when I'm playing or let that limit my attempts. I gotta still find ways to, shoot the ball and still be aggressive when that's happening. So yeah.
Ozaya, at one point, I guess it was in the preseason, you were kind of the point guard of this team and learning that position on the fly almost. Can you kind of describe what that was like and what you've seen from Ian and Dylan Darling, who have now kind of taken the reins in that point guard role?
Yeah, I mean, at that time I was playing point guard. Coach felt like that was, where he wanted to put me. And then just moving me to the two and realizing that I could also play off ball well. But I mean, I feel like those guys have been doing a great job playing point as well. Even Ian, I feel like he's just been getting a lot better each and every game at that position. So, I mean, it's definitely you have to learn a lot, and coach teaches you a lot. But I feel like all three of us have been doing a well job.
Was there anything that surprised you at maybe how challenging or difficult it was to try to play point guard for Coach Pitino?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not easy. There's definitely a little bit of a challenge, but at the end of the day, it's just basketball. You're just going out there to play basketball. So regardless of what position that is, at the end of the day, it's just basketball. So it's not too crazy.
Ozai, is there one thing that you guys have to do to kind of hit a new gear or hit it, get to that level you want to be at? Is there one specific thing? Is it physicality? Is it rebound? Like, is there one thing that coach has been hammering home that has to happen for this team?
Yeah, I feel like our rebounding has not been exactly where we wanted it to be. Um, and then the big thing is, also just finishing games. Pretty much every game that we've lost, we've either had a lead or we're right there, and just didn't put a full 40 minutes together. So I feel like that's our biggest goal moving forward. Those two things, and I feel like we'll be fine if we get that.
What do you make of the inability to finish games? Is it new, like a completely new team? Like, what have you noticed? Is there one like commonality in those bad finishes?
I think we just have to come out in the second half with the same mindset we started the game with. And I feel like at times we do, but at times we may slip up and teams may go on a run and we just don't respond in the way that we should. So I feel like just coming out with that same mentality, that same energy that we had when the half ended.
Osiah, the history of St. John's basketball includes some pretty big rivalry games with Georgetown. And there's always been, even when the teams weren't, the best team in the Big East, there's always been some pretty strong feelings that the people at St. John's had for Georgetown and the people at Georgetown had for St. John's. Does that live on, even though you guys are so far removed from that era?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely hear about it. Like I said, I'm from California, so coming out here, I had to learn a lot about just the different rivalries and everything like that. But we definitely hear about it, and I mean, we try not to focus on the rivalry, or whatever. At the end of the day, we want to go win the game, so that's our biggest focus, and just trying to figure out ways to do that.
I'm guessing you hear the most about Connecticut.
Oh yeah, yeah, I hear I hear a lot about them.
So, Zuby, what was the best Christmas present you got?
Just the traditionals. I got some new shoes, some new Jordans. I got some clothes. I even got a drone as well, so it was pretty fun.
You got a drone?
I got a drone.
You got to get a drone license now, right?
I don't know about that, but but yeah, it was pretty cool though.
I don't know, man. New York airspace is very crowded. I don't know. You might need a license.
Well,
Um,
I'll probably just probably not fly around the outside.
yeah.
I know that.
Uh, so did you go to Texas for your Christmas?
Yes, I did.
That's good. Um, so one of the things that I think probably is on everybody's mind here is, you were pretty candid after the Kentucky game. You were very nice to come off the bus and chat with us. And you sort of spoke to us about the idea that, like, it's time for everybody to look in the mirror. So two questions about that. The first one is this. Did you actually say to your teammates, like, guys, time to take a look in the mirror?
No, I feel like, just Coach Pitino just kind of harped on everybody just embracing what it takes to win games at this level and just basically just try to hype us up or trying to give us just pointers on just little subtle changes. Everybody just really just gotta look at themselves and ask yourselves, what can you do, what more can you do to impact winning, for this program? And that's basically what it was about.
So did you actually, I mean, I know you said that to us. Did you say it to them too?
We've chatted here and there, on the phone, and I just try to be, as vocal as possible. And Sadiku, and Dylan Mitchell are also, doing a great job of as leaders, just trying to, just make sure that the guys are in a good, mental space and just basically saying that we have a long season ahead of us. So if and one of Coach Pitino's favorite saying, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." So as far as the rest of the season, uh, how it's gonna go, obviously we haven't started the non-conference exactly how we wanted it to go. So just everybody just really just gotta understand that there's gotta be some changes, internally. Just figure out different ways you can impact winning other than just scoring or one thing or another.
So it's
Zuby,
been a
you're
little, it's been a little more than a week and a half, or it's been around a week and a half since you told us about that. Do you feel like you're seeing from your teammates that look in the mirror, I have to be better, kind of like, are you seeing that from your guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's really stepping up in different areas. Joshan and Ian, as coach has said, have become just from where they started, on the defensive end to where they are now is just a big step up. And as far as the rebounding as well, I think they're doing their best, on the defensive, glass as well. So, and B Hop, you guys know what he does, and Coach Pitino talking about him, changing his what's it called,
Personality.
personality. So, yeah, I think everybody's just really honing into what Coach Pitino wants of us for the season, and it's a work in progress, but I have no doubt that we're going to get there.
Zuby. What do you make of the defensive rebounding? Obviously the four losses, it's really hurt you. It's probably the number one issue with the team. With what you guys have up front, why do you think it's been such a struggle?
Uh, I couldn't tell you. Coach Pitino, talks about physicality. I think that we could definitely uh, um, uh, do a lot better, in terms of using our physicality and our strengths and our quickness in order to just secure those rebounds. But it's just something that has to be done, and I even myself I have to do a better job, in rebounding as well and some other things. But I feel like we have the opportunity to be able to work on those things as we have this past week. So I'm really looking forward to what we could be able to do this upcoming game, especially against a physical team like Georgetown.
Is that, I mean, how when you look at where you guys are and maybe the results not quite going your way, is defensive rebounding like one of those things like you have to fix?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you have a great, defensive, possession, getting a stop, rebounding is really key. In order to just get out on a fast break, and coach harps on us, getting on a fast break more. But you know, these, games, especially the ones that we have lost, we haven't been able to secure those rebounds to be able to get on the fast break. So it's really important. I think that's one of our key areas that we got to work on, and we have been doing that.
Zuby, you've said a couple of times that you don't want this year's team to be compared to last year's team, right? Like last year's team was last year's team, and this year's team is an entirely new unit. But do you see, at least at this point in the year, some comparisons of, you bring in some new guys last year, a bunch of new guys this year, and it takes a while for these new guys to get accustomed and to playing the system that Coach Pitino wants?
I mean, yeah, yeah. It's even last year. We had our own set of issues and stuff like that. We didn't. Uh, I can't remember what was our non-conference record. Do you guys know? You have an
Yeah,
idea?
you had two losses,
Two
but it was
losses.
obviously a much tougher schedule this
Much
year.
tougher schedule, this time around. But we had our the same sort of trying to figure out this defensive identity, and by this time around, I think we started getting a lot better, in which we are as with this group as well. So it's just and especially with this us going into the conference now. there's got to be a switch. Everything that happened in the non-conference, you can't really rely on that. There's lessons to be learned from the non-conference, but we have a championship to defend. And there's a lot of great teams in this league, and we have to be able to match them, or be the best team in the league, and that's easier said than done, obviously. But we're gonna take it one game at a time. We have Georgetown coming up. Like I said, a really physical team, really talented team as well, and I think we're all looking forward to it. And it's a conference game, so you got to go in there and you got to go on the road. It's going to be a rowdy environment, but you got to find a way to win.
Zuby, you said that you have a championship to defend. How do you get the new guys to have that same mentality of having a championship to defend when they didn't win it? The team won it, the school won it, but I mean, there's only what, four guys, you, Ruben, Lefteris, and Sadiku, who won it last year. So how do you get those guys to have that mentality of, we have to defend our championship?
It just starts with winning habits, and just creating championship habits, on a daily basis, and it starts in practice, and I feel like the coach staff, especially Coach Pitino, has done a great job in just trying to make sure that we're playing to the level of his expectations and to the best of our abilities, on a day-to-day basis. So that's where it starts at. It starts in practice, and it starts with an understanding that these guys, you obviously are coming in from a different program, and it's not easy to win in this league. So you just got to be able to just play to the best of your abilities. Like I said, on a daily basis, and just realize, yes, last year's team was last year's team. But in order to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish, especially collectively, which is obviously the ultimate goal, national championship, a Big East title, you're gonna have to practice and perform at a championship level, each and every day.
Zuby, one of the things that we kind of like, I don't know that you can necessarily say like when this happens, St. John's wins, but it seems like when Sellers is making 3-point shots, when he's taking them, when he's making them, you guys tend to score a lot more and do a lot better in terms of results. Like he hasn't been putting them up as much. Are do you think that there's a thing going on with him? Does he need to be encouraged more? How do you get Sellers to do the things that he does when you guys win?
He's just a great player, and honestly, if I was in his position and Coach Pitino told me to shoot the ball, I would get up as much shots as possible. But obviously, it starts with us, trying to put him in those situations where he could have a great, a solid shot. And but yeah, obviously he's one of if not the best, shooter on this team, and we're definitely going to need his 3-point shooting throughout the season. And I think it's our job to put him in those areas where he's able to be comfortable and he's able to just get up as much open shots as possible, because we're
Are you,
definitely need it.
are you guys getting him shots the way that you want to be doing it, or do you guys need to do something different or better?
I don't know. It starts with just pace, and the coaching staff just talks about, especially Coach Walsh, talks about pace and sprintaways and everything of that nature. So I think that's something that we all got to start learning how to do. Just cutting off the without the ball, just moving without the ball. I'm sorry, and screens and stuff like that. So that's something that we've definitely been working on this week, and he's looked great. He's looked great shooting the ball this week as well. So looking forward to the games. Like I said, you said it as well. We definitely play better and well, especially when he's getting shots up.